Hey guys, it's your girl Shalae and I'm back today with another video on 10 life lessons that I wish I would have learned sooner. So if you want to know some tips, tricks, and life advice on things that I wish I would have grasped a lot sooner in life, you already know what to do. Stay tuned. Your girl's got you covered. Now, if this is your first time tuning into my channel, hi, hello, hey friend. My name is Shalae, and here on this channel, we talk about shopping, saving, and everything in between. I would love to have you a part of my internet family. Super easy. Click that big old red subscribe button down below, and you are in just like that. And while you're at it, go ahead and give me a like because you love me bringing this content to you each and every day, and I enjoy it as well. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. The hardest lesson for me to learn was tip number 1. No one owes you anything. Your parents do not owe you anything. Your friends do not owe you anything. Your spouse does not owe you anything. Don't worry, honey. Stay at that bus stop. I'll be there to pick you back up. And your boss does not owe you anything. The only person that owes you something is your job or your career field. And that's because you two have entered a contractual agreement where you would be paid for your services. Other than that, that is it. And the fact that you expect or think that someone owes you anything, honey, that's your first mistake right there. Oh my gosh. Guys, it was so hard for me to grasp this lesson because, you know, when it comes to your parents, whatever they did for you up until this point, whether it was positive or negative, it has shaped you. And it doesn't extend beyond that. When it comes to your spouse, relationships are 50-50. You cannot expect that if you had a bad day to come home and that your spouse should have bubble bath waiting for you or a dinner prepared. If they decide to do that, great, and we're happy. But the expectation of them doing that, no, honey. It does not work like that at all. You owe your half in the relationship, which is 100%, and then they owe theirs. And if they don't meet their 100%, then honey, that is on them. You can only be accountable for yourself. No one owes you anything. And I feel like day to day we go through life looking for these grand gestures to happen where people promote us or tell us that, hey, we look skinny, or they're going to hand us a wad of cash just for being us. And guys, the only thing that you can do is, it may be simpler to just do things yourself. If you want, just say a birthday party, then throw yourself a birthday party. If you want to go to movies, then don't expect for your friends to call and invite you to the movies. The things that you want in life and that you're capable of doing yourself, you should actually start doing those things. Not only will it make you a lot happier, but then also it removes that sense of entitlement that someone owes you something, because no one owes you nothing. Let's go ahead and go on to tip number 2. Tip number 2 is trust your gut. Some people call this the gut instinct, your intuition. If you are a believer, this is known as the Holy Spirit, but it's your immediate understanding that there's something there. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to talk to anyone else about it. You just know. Trust that feeling. Trust it. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Whatever you're feeling, it is super personal. And because it is so personal, it's going to help you avoid those unhealthy relationships, that toxic energy. You can feel that gut, something inside of you telling you when something isn't right. And so many people will come to you with their ideas and tell you what's best for you. And some of them may have good intentions, but also some are going to be coming from a place of deceit, harmful, and selfish intent. And it's really hard to understand or which category to put these people in, but that's why you follow that internal compass. That will lead you every single time. And when I tell you, when I have trusted my gut, it has gotten me out of situations that I knew I should not have been in. But when I tell you, it will truly guide you and it knows what's best for you. Tip number 2, trust your gut. Tip number 3, no is a complete sentence. Believe it or not, it's okay to say no whenever you feel the need to without fear or explanation. Let me say that again. You can say no without fear or explanation. When I was younger, I was the go along to get along girl. I was your yes girl. I said yes to my parents, yes to my friends, yes to my teachers, because I wanted to seem like a team player. But now that I am older and a lot wiser, and might I add, prettier, I use or exercise my right to say no so freely. I mean, between work and family life, I just don't have time. And so if you want to get your life back, learn to say no. Don't add anything else to the end of it. No. End of story, period. And if they cannot understand that, then I'm sorry, those are not your people. If you want to have a little bit of manners with it, you can say, no, thank you. But do not, I repeat, do not add anything else onto that sentence. Do not give an explanation. And I guarantee you, no is the magic word to getting your life back. I'm telling you, listen to me. I know what I'm talking about, Linda. Listen, Linda. Let's go ahead and go over to tip number 4. Tip number 4, manners will take you places that money won't. Yeah, that's almost like tweet worthy, right? There's a lot of things in this world in which money cannot buy, and manners is one of them. And I always say, if you want to see the true character of a person, watch how they treat people who cannot do anything for them. I mean, you've seen it before. You have friends or certain people when you're out in public, how they treat janitors or minimum wage workers or immigrants, and how they are so disrespectful. And that's just a true indication of their character. Because if you have any type of manners, you understand how to conduct yourself in various situations and how to respond. And it doesn't matter if you're talking to the janitor or the CEO, because you are a person that has manners, you're going to treat them both with the same respect. And for me, when I have encountered those situations, because of the type of person that I am, I'm not going to embarrass you in public. You know, I'm not going to do that, but I will definitely pull you to the side and say, hey, what is going on? I will go back or talk to the waitress or to the janitor and apologize on your behalf, because manners is something that you cannot buy, guys. Like, so I'm telling you, I have seen doors open for me because I have said thank you, no thank you. And the fact that people are still disrespectful in 2020, that just shows that they have bad character. I mean, simply put. Let's go ahead and go on to tip number 5. Tip number 5, feelings are not facts. Young girl is preaching in here today. Okay, let me go ahead and kick off my shoes. Honey, we lose sight of this too easily. We forget to separate feelings from facts. And we think just because someone is doing something to us, or they said X, Y, and Z about us, that means that it is a fact. And that is not true, guys, at all. And for example, say that you go to work and you feel that your boss does not like you. And every time that you come into work, they give you the harder assignments, or now you've been assigned to night shift, or they move you over to a different department. Somehow in our mind, we create these scenarios that the boss doesn't like me. And so because they don't like me, they're giving me all these assignments. But the only thing that you know to be a fact is they're actually giving you assignments to do your job. Unless your boss or anyone else for that matter comes to you and specifically says, I don't like you. I don't like the way that you work. I don't like X, Y, and Z about you. It is not a fact. You cannot take third parties' opinions. You cannot take gossip or what people heard and make that a fact. The only way that you can make it a fact is if the person says it to you directly. If not, I hate to say this, honey, but you're in your feelings, okay? That's what our generation said. You're in your feelings. And what you need to do is get out of your feelings and move on. And I know that's a hard lesson to learn, but hey, that's what you have me here for, okay? Feelings are not facts. Let's go ahead and go on to tip number 6. Tip number 6, when people show you who they are, believe them. If you can master this concept, this is going to save you so much heartache down the road. When a man forgets to call you the first time, if you feel that you're mistreated, if you get with someone and they say, hey, I don't handle relationships that well, or I don't want children, believe them, believe them, believe them, because they know themselves a lot better than what you do, and they're giving you the warning sign. And if you take this approach like, oh, don't say that, no, you're just saying that right now because you're young. No, my darling, you are in for a world of trouble, and I can guarantee you it's going to come back and hunt you. So when people show you who they are the first time, you either accept it and deal with it, or you run for the hills. And I'm going to tell you what I do now. Gotta go. Let's go ahead and go on to tip number 7. Tip Tip number 7 is to ask for help. We have this Superman syndrome where we want to do everything by ourselves. And it's like we wear this invisible badge of honor that says, yep, I did it by myself. I did it without the help of others. But the truth is, guys, if you want to be effective and productive as you can be, you're going to need others. And that's the primary purpose of our life anyway, is to help others. And that was the hardest thing for me to do, is to allow other people to help me. But there's been a numerous of times where I compromised myself to help others. So now when someone wants to bless me or help me, I have to let them in, and I definitely suggest that you do the same. Don't be afraid to actually reveal your struggles, live in your truth, tell your truth, and it's okay to go ahead and ask for help. I mean, it's not going to hurt you guys. Ask for help. Let's go ahead and go on to tip number 8. Tip number 8, multiple streams of income is necessary. I'm not going to go into much detail regarding this because I address multiple streams of income in several videos on my channel, so make sure you check those out. But one thing that this pandemic has taught me is that diversifying your portfolio is the key to investing and having different streams of income coming in. So guys, we already know how to make money. Keeping money may be a great area, but you really want to get financially independent other than a single source income is needed. And the quicker that you can learn this lesson, the better it's going to not only be for you, but for your family as well. Because as of right now, we are in times that we do not know if we're going to have a job tomorrow. So if that one fails, you do have another source of income to depend on. Let's go ahead and go over to tip number 9. Life lesson number 9 is to always be a student. And I don't mean formal education or being enrolled in a technical degree. It can be self-taught, but always be a student of life. And a lot of times I like to say that sometimes I'm the teacher, but I am always a student. I am learning every single day. If it's nothing but just reading a newspaper article or just speaking to someone, I can learn and benefit from each and every person that I encounter, whether they're young or they're old. People have different experiences, and so just recognizing that we're all from different walks of life and you can learn something from everyone. So I encourage you to always be a student, and when you feel that you have learned everything that you need to know, honey, you shouldn't even be above ground. I'm just saying, because there is always something that you can learn. Let's go ahead and go on to tip number 10. Last but certainly not least is number 10, comparison is the thief of joy. Not only is this biblical, but when you start comparing yourself to others, you deprive yourself of your own happiness. And I get it. We live in a world of social media where it's easy for us to scroll up and down our timeline and see someone else have the bomb life. But when I tell you there is a lane that is carved out specifically for you, how do I know? Because I am operating in my lane. And once I started to do that, I started to see myself thrive. So I am going to tell you, don't compare yourself to others. Hone in on your purpose. Find out what your purpose is, and you're going to see yourself thrive as well. So